I feel like a beautiful woman almost, because a lot of old guys are looking at me now because of the truck I have. Which I don't know how to feel about that, but you know what? I feel like this is how it feels like to be an attractive woman when you're in a truck like this or in a vehicle like this. One quick walk around. Because I don't want to, I don't want to rob you guys of the opportunity to look at this thing from the outside. It is actually not as obnoxious as I was expecting it to be. But if we step on it now, Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a 2023 Ram 1500 Warlock with a 5.7 liter Hemi engine. And this one is coated in a nice red exterior color, saying Warlock over there, 4x4. But this one is rear wheel drive biased, so you know what? We're gonna have fun with this one. 2 quad tips in the back. And if you guys are new here, this is Hooked on Cars by Morty, where we just review anything we get our hands on basically. And today, again, it's a 2023 Ram 1500 with a 5.7 liter Hemi. Let's see what it looks like inside. It might be a little bit windy, so please forgive me. Tons of room in the back, mostly cloth seats actually. And no cup holders up here, but they are down here as well too. And you know what? Pretty simple, pretty bare bones. We have air ventilation down here. And you know what? They keep it simple in here. They really keep it simple. There's not much to talk about in the back seat, but it is roomy. Like if you're 6 foot, like if I hop in, you can see a huge 6 inches of screen in the front there. I was driver. We'll get to the front, but you can see how much leg room I have, and these are like a comfortable driving position. There's so much leg room here. And this car is actually pretty big. This truck is huge actually. And if I come into the front seat, and if we go to the front seat, as a quick little thing, we don't have paddle shifters. This is what our Prindle looks like. It is hidden away, so it takes some getting used to be honest. But this is what it looks like in the front, our Ram logo. And if we turn it on, and not bad. 6 inches with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We also get our backup cam. This is what our backup cam looks like. And honestly, you know what? We should take this thing out for a spin. We really should. But let's do one quick walk around. Because I don't want to, I don't want to rob you guys of the opportunity to look at this thing from the outside. Like, this is a gigantic truck. And it's a nice sunny day as well too. So you know what? This thing looks really good. The color pops out even more. And you know what? We're gonna enjoy taking this one out for a drive. Of course, we won't get to off-road it or anything, but you know what? It's a simple truck. This is what our bed looks like. Tons of room in the back. You see our 2 exhaust tips over here. We didn't get to do a cold start because I was driving it prior to the video, so you won't get to hear a proper cold start. But you know what? Let's go for a drive. And unfortunately, this one doesn't have a drive mode selector, so it doesn't have like an eco mode or a sport mode. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It has the Hemi, so it has that iconic Hemi rumble. So if we put it in drive, slowly and gently apply some power, and we are pretty much off. Again, let's talk about the engine real quick. This thing has a 5.7 liter V8 pushing 395 horsepower, and I want to say 300 foot-pounds of torque. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself right now on the screen. But in general, this thing is pretty quick. Rear wheel drive, and it sounds good at the same time as well. Pick up and go is really fast on this one. This one will do a good 0 to 60 in less than 8 seconds easily. With a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour, of course you're gonna have limited, there's like an electronic limiter so that you don't step on it and get to your complete top speed actually. But you know, that's to be expected. Those things can be removed if you really wanted to. But if we step on it now, our tires did spin the second we stepped on it just now. That's how much power this thing has, and we are just in rear wheel drive with traction control on. So our tires did squeal just a little bit. And if we continue, let's say if we continue, for example, to step on it even more. Like, it's crazy how quick this thing is. With the right mods and everything, you can probably be super fast with this thing, like almost 500 horsepower with the right aftermarket support. But you know what, let's talk more about the car in general. So again, 5.7 liter Hemi, powering all four wheels if you decide to put it in four-wheel drive mode. Right now we're in two-wheel drive mode. But one thing I kind of wish it had was a louder exhaust. Maybe it's just me, but I know the Ram Sport GT model is definitely much louder than this one. But both of them have around the same performance, around the same looks as well. All of them do look pretty similar as well. But the Ram GT is still really nice. This one MSRP is for around, I want to say 60K at least. Brand new. This is a 2023 model. And since we can't really select our own gears the same way I would really like to, we'll just have to like floor it. It really sounds good when you decide to floor this thing. Let's open it just a little bit so you can hear some of that engine noise. Because this thing does have really good insulation. Not gonna lie, this thing has good and decent insulation. But in the long run, I want to say this thing has decent gas mileage. Because if you think of gas mileage for trucks, you think it's really bad. But this one, as you can see down here, a small little eco light turns up actually. So let me take back some of my words. It does have an eco mode, but it's not in the way you think it has it. You can't simply turn it on and off. It just has a permanent eco mode that turns on and off every single time. And we also have quite a few things to look around with this one. But if we continue, and if we look at our, let's say, our gas mileage, this thing on a full tank should get you up to almost 600 kilometers, pretty much. And since I have a heavy foot, you can see I'm averaging about 15.8 for every 100 kilometers, which is really bad, to be honest, because I floor it and I'm like flooring it every single time. So I'm definitely burning way more gas. But at the same time, it's more for miles for me, to be honest. I'm not here for the gas economy. I'm here to tell you that this thing can pull a ton of weight, and it is really practical. But if we do a quick acceleration uphill, quick is the word for this thing. But of course, I almost want to say it feels like it's lacking something. Like it feels like the engine is not limited, but it's not as feisty as I was expecting it to be. Maybe that was just me when I heard I was gonna be getting a truck today. I was expecting it to be feisty, to be loud, to be obnoxious. But this one is really smooth and really quiet. The suspension absorbs pretty much everything I'm hitting on the ground. The stereo is pretty good. We have some country music playing in the background, like if I tune it up. Yeah, it's on an ad right now, but stereo is bumping, stereo is good. And it is actually not as obnoxious as I was expecting it to be. I was expecting this thing to be loud, super really inefficient on gas. I was expecting people to be giving me a nasty eye. I feel like a beautiful woman almost, because a lot of old guys are looking at me now because of the truck I have, which I don't know how to feel about that. But you know what, I feel like this is how it feels like to be an attractive woman when you're in a truck like this or in a vehicle like this. Because every old man, every gentleman out there is looking at you with envy, being like, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had what he has right now. So I feel, I want to say, pretty almost in this truck. Like, I command a lot of attention and a lot of people have their eyes on me when I'm in a truck like this. But let's say let's just say, because why not? That's basically the best way I can think about explaining this feeling. People be looking at you and they be wondering, how does he have this, basically? So in general, that's basically what it's like. But you know what? This was been just a quick little review by me. Take it easy, guys, and peace.